Hello everyone, welcome. My name is MJ Pestridge. Welcome to another Spotlight review. Today we're looking at Orlando Airport from Taxi to Gate, and I'll be giving you my sort of thoughts within 5 minutes. It's the quick Spotlight review. Orlando International Airport, KMCO. It's a major public airport located 6 miles southwest of downtown Orlando, Florida, and in 2019 it actually handled 50 million passengers plus, making it the busiest airport in the state and the 10th busiest airport in the United States. The airport itself by KMCO is massive. It's huge. It has something like 5 runways. It's like there's 2 areas to the airport. It's massive. They have featured custom ground textures, custom photo scenery, custom mesh, you know, the usual suspects in an airport. Full detailed buildings, realistic ground markings, loads of static objects, volumetric grass. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. But like, how good is it? Well, to be honest, the installation of it, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later because it can be a little bit confusing. I think they've already updated this airport because of some mistakes that were in the original release. But Taxi to Gate are known for creating high quality airports. Like their very first airport was Guadalajara International for Flight Sim 2004. That's how long Taxi to Gate have been making scenery. They've done it for FSX, for P3D versions 1, and now up to 5, and this is their latest release. It is also good for P3D version 4 and 5. What we're looking at is P3D version 5, and it, to be honest, performs pretty well, especially like I'm using True Earth Florida, and you know, after a few tweaks, this actually performs really good. So like, what are my thoughts? Well, to be honest, I was quite overwhelmed initially by this airport because it's massive. There's like all this activity going on in the middle of the airport that you can see here where the main terminal is. Like, that's where all the passengers flood in and then they get sort of deported out to the various sort of gates that surround. There's like 4 major terminal gates that surround the main terminal itself that you can see here, and then of course off into the distance it looks like they're building a new airport or something. That's been included. There's also a GA runway off to the left then that you could see. That's been included. It covers a massive area of Florida. It is truly worth getting. I mean, it's 30 euros, which works out to about 25 quid, something like that, but it's totally worth it. I'm telling you, if I had to give this a sort of rating out of 10, I think this would be like a 9. Totally worth buying. Now, I want to talk about the installation a little bit because it is a little bit confusing, and especially if you know the release history of P3D, it's even more confusing. When you install it, obviously it installs into your scenery library, but it installs it like in 2 sections, you know. There is a terrain, and then there is the version which I think is V2 that we're on, that will install into your sim. And when you install it, you must make sure that the V2 is above the terrain. If it isn't, then you probably will come across errors. So I'll show you here. Basically, the V2 folder needs to be in your scenery library above the terrain. Now, in the manual, they've kind of given you suggested settings, and they're all pretty good settings. I would recommend them, but there's one confusing thing here. It says EA is in beta, which in 5.2, which is when this was released, it isn't in beta at all. It's fully released. EA beta was back in 5.0, which means they wrote this manual back when P3D version 5 was in 5.0, and they released it in 5.2. I don't know why they didn't update the manual, but to me it also suggests that this whole airport was built back in 5.0, which means it's compatible with version 5, but version 5 has changed quite a bit in 5.2 from 5.0, so it has had another update since its release, and maybe that is also the reason why. Either way, it looks great, it performs great. I highly recommend going to get it, like without a doubt. It's so gorgeous. It's gorgeous to fly around, it's gorgeous to walk around, and it's gorgeous on an approach or on a departure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I give this a 9 out of 10. Go get it, and I'll see you in the next one. We'll probably review Rio next. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.